In a dramatic escalation of the ongoing trade war, former President Donald Trump has imposed a 50% tariff on aluminum imports, doubling the previous 25%. But this decision has consequences far beyond the political headlines. In this episode, we reveal how this move could disrupt something as iconic and American as a can of Coca-Cola. Rising metal costs, supply shortages, and an overburdened domestic industry may soon force Coca-Cola to make a tough decision: raise prices, cut production, or both. What does this mean for consumers? And is this just the beginning of deeper trouble in the global trade system? The announcement came swiftly, without much warning. President Trump doubled the tariff on aluminum imports from 25% to 50%, citing the need to protect American metal manufacturers. The White House framed this as an essential move to revive the U.S. metals industry and reduce reliance on foreign sources, especially China. But critics argue that the timing and scale of the jump could trigger inflation and hurt key industries like food and beverage, construction, and automotive manufacturing. Now you may wonder, what does Coca-Cola have to do with this? Turns out, Coca-Cola heavily depends on imported aluminum for its signature cans. The shiny red can may look simple, but its lightweight, corrosion-resistant material isn't always sourced from within the US. Aluminum can production in America hasn't kept up with demand, which is why companies like Coca-Cola often turn to international suppliers to keep shelves stocked. With this new 50% tariff, the cost of importing aluminum could skyrocket overnight. Coca-Cola's CEO, James Quincey, is already facing pressure from rising production costs, supply chain delays, and inflation. With this tariff shock, he's left with three difficult options. 1. Absorb the cost internally, which means reduced profits. 2. Raise product prices, meaning consumers pay more. 3. Cut back production, which could reduce supply and impact jobs. And it's not just Coke. Every major beverage brand using aluminum cans, from Pepsi to Budweiser, is watching this closely. You might think the obvious solution is just switch to domestic suppliers. But it's not that simple. The US doesn't currently produce enough aluminum to meet national demand, especially for industries that need a steady, high-quality supply. Even if domestic facilities ramp up production, the timeline could take years, not months. And building new smelters or reviving old ones isn't easy. Labor, environmental regulations, and capital costs are major hurdles. At the end of the day, someone has to bear the burden of this price surge. Will it be the beverage companies who risk shrinking profit margins? Or will the extra cost be passed down to everyday Americans who just want a can of soda? Historically, in situations like these, it's often the consumer who ends up paying more. So don't be surprised if your favorite Coke goes up by 10-15 cents per can very soon. What we're seeing is just one example of a broader domino effect triggered by tariff wars. A decision aimed at helping American manufacturers could end up hurting American consumers, brands, and even small businesses. Not only is the carbonated beverage industry under threat, but this move also highlights the fragile balance between domestic revival and global trade dependency. As companies lobby behind closed doors and scramble to find new solutions, the long-term outcome remains uncertain. This isn't just about aluminum, or Coke, or tariffs. This is about how political decisions at the top can ripple down and affect your daily life in the smallest, most unexpected ways. Will America find a way to balance protectionism and practicality? Will industries like Coca-Cola survive without compromising quality or affordability? And most importantly, should consumers be made to suffer the price of political battles? It's time we pay attention, ask the right questions, and demand better solutions. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue exploring how the world really works, one story at a time.